Maybe, who knows? Just something that was negative and harsh. And just take a moment to step into that. See what you saw, hear what you heard, feel what you felt as if you were there now. Take on the emotions of being in that experience. And really holding that inside yourself. How do you feel about yourself when you're in that state? How do you feel about your future? Does your future look bright or dim? What kinds of possibilities are you available? Do you think you'd be available to being outgoing and creating new possibilities and making things happen? Probably not. So let's flip it. Take a deep breath. Let go of all that crap. All right, now I want you to think about something really positive happened in your life, a time when you had some really good acknowledgement, a success, or maybe a moment with a lover, or something you did that really felt like you were in your power. And same thing, see what you saw, hear what you heard, feel what you felt as if you were there right now. And feel that energy start to swell through your body. Feel it spinning, going stronger, brighter, clearer, more and more grounded, more and more present right here, right now, as if you were 100% running that energy. And then from that place, how does your future look? A bit brighter, a bit more possible, a bit more free, a bit happier. How do you feel about yourself and your potentials, and who you are and what you could do? Big difference, eh? Big difference between those two states. And that was just, 30 seconds of checking out a slightly different energy. So you think about focus dictates reality. And there's so many things vying for our attention in our world all the time. Things trying to push and pull us and take our energies in different directions. Because focus does dictate reality. So, if someone can get a little bit of your focus, then you're creating the reality that they want to create. Instead of that, ask, what reality do you want to create? What kind of world do you want to live in? What kind of people do you want to surround yourself with? What kind of experiences do you want to have in your life? What kind of legacies do you want to leave? If you are going to have kids, or for the kids in the future, what kind of world do you want to create for them? Because we're all playing a part of that game. That's a really big piece of the puzzle to own. So what the thinker thinks, the prover proves. The information, the input that we put in here, the feelings that we create, we'll prove it to ourselves. We'll prove it to ourselves. It becomes our reality. So I'll leave you on that note. The thinker thinks, the prover proves. And really holding that inside yourself and feeling the truth of that. And test it out. Start thinking and feeling good feelings and seeing what can happen. See what happens when you believe you can attract random money out of thin air. See what happens when you believe you're a charismatic, sexy man and women could want to bring you into their lives. See what happens when you visualize yourself as being free and being able to do what you really want. What the thinker thinks, the prover proves. So with that, I'll thank you, gentlemen, for your attention. And I'm open to any questions for the next few minutes. Anyone's got anything they want to ask
Jay,
about?
did you want to talk about kind of how people can contact you and that sort of stuff too?
Yeah, okay, we'll do that. So I do a number of things. I obviously do inner game coaching, which is one-on-one stuff. I work with the Natural Lifestyles. We have an amazing lifestyle overhaul class called the Masterclass Revolution, which is 6 weeks of just transforming every aspect of your life. We do that in Melbourne here. It's about 50% inner game, 50% outer game, so you get a whole range of really cool skills and things. You can check that out at masterclassrevolution.com. All the information on that website is there. Also, I have another training that I do called the Way of the Black Dragon, which is a secret ninja training that happens underground in our missile base. But no, it's a men's lifestyle transformation weekend, or double weekend, and we go through learning how to have the masculine psychology of the warrior, how to be a powerful lover, so learning tantric techniques and how to be an amazing lover, as well as how to open yourself to very powerful levels of intuition, feeling, and expression. Also learn about the king, how to create the lifestyle that you really want, your bigger plan, your contribution, and building a kingdom for yourself. And then we train being a magician, thinking outside the box, learning to wield the force. Cool, questions?
Great speech, man. Again, resonates a lot.
Cheers, brother.
A lot of the things you talk about has been a lot of the thoughts I've been having the last couple of months. So it's good to see that I think I'm on the right path moving forward, seeing how centered, mature, and fulfilled you guys look down the journey. So part of what you were saying, man, was like when you're striving for like abundance, awesome abundance, first cultivate, like condition the mindsets and the behaviors, start resonating at the frequency of abundance. And moving forward, you'll attract the opportunities and the people who'll move you into it. So there's that Tony Robbins concept of doing like morning rituals to resonate, to engage your state and resonate at a high frequency daily.
Yep.
So you resonate towards abundance. So what was your take on that, man? Was that something you did earlier in your journey?
Yeah, I do morning rituals. I think morning rituals are great. I think you've got to accommodate them to your lifestyle and what suits you. Yeah, it's a matter of taste. You know, like the Tony Robbins stuff, I think has a lot of great content in it. It just depends on your personality style. Some people love the rah-rah sort of personal development thing, which is good. Yeah, I tend to like to do internal meditational stuff and also physical movement with things like Qigong, and I have my own form of dragon yoga stuff that I do, which is like an energetic practice. But yeah, that's stuff that I've developed over time. So find what works for you, and you know, just keep looking and looking at different exciting stuff until you find something that really resonates.
Thanks a lot, man. Cheers.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thanks, Shay. That was a really good talk.
Nice.
Yeah, my question is in regards to like being your creator, and when you have an idea and you get this burst of energy that this is something that you want to bring into your life. And I guess like everyone knows what that feeling's like when you have an idea and it's like, yes, I really want this.
Yep.
I want to work towards it.
Yep.
But my question is more that I sometimes get overwhelmed with having too many things that I want to do.
Yep.
Like I could have, you know, flashes of inspiration about what I can do career-wise. Then I've got like what I can do personal development-wise, what I can do like, I've got 2 kids as well. You know, what can I do for them? Oh, you know, I could take them on this fantastic holiday. And I get these buzzes of energy and like I need to step into action, but I just feel I get overwhelmed. And I think this question also is really good for this weekend because I know I'm going to experience that over the next few days.
Totally.
And I have all these amazing ideas. What do you do when you just get overwhelmed with all these different goals that you want to achieve?
All the cool stuff in the world to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like choice paralysis, right? We have a lot of choice paralysis in our world because we're so abundantly overwhelmed by awesome possibilities. I think a good way to look at that is work out what really makes you happy. What is it that gives you the most energy when you do it? What is it that makes you feel most complete and whole in yourself when you do it? And start to create priority of time for those things to come into your life. Because, you know, ideally we'd like to be everything to everybody and, you know, be your masters of the universe. But we can only do certain things at a certain time. Another thing that I like to do as well is start to get strategic with what you're doing. So if you want to learn a new skill, for example, just like map out why you want to learn that skill, what the components of that skill are, and then just dedicate some time to it because it's more effective. Like if you do 3 hours of a skill for a month, for example, then that's going to be way better than doing half an hour of that skill for one day for, you know, the next 10 years because you'll put so much more energy into it and consolidate it, you'll get a much more effective result out of it. So a lot of it with the time management, or I wouldn't even say time management because it's a bit of a, not really a useful word, but more in terms of like being effective with your creations and your energies and things like that. I think it's really important to just focus on one thing at a time and be present with that thing and get the energy from that thing and make sure you're focusing on the things that are going to give you the happiness, the things that are going to give you the fulfillment. And if you're not sure what those things are, then that's where to start first. What is it that gives you fulfillment? What's valuable to you? Where do you really like get your juice from when you do those things? Yeah. Does that make sense? Yeah. Cool.
Guys, let's give it up for Shay Matthews.
Right.
Awesome
Gentlemen.
speech. Awesome. Really.